when we return, Killjoy, you feel the door pushing behind you from the balcony.
Okay.
Just being open, really. Or you feel the wind is being pulled out, yeah. And Vaughn and a man of Asian descent steps inside the room. About
Hey KJ,
mid-20s.
this is Benjamin. He's my brother.
If you let him, he shakes your hand with both his hands. Very nice. And nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Probably you first, Killjoy, since you're there.
Killjoy will be very much like guarded and what the fuck. And then as soon as you say brother, he'll be like, okay. And like, it's the closest you've seen Killjoy to being warm to someone. It's not warm.
Vaughn is just smiling. Just like,
Yeah.
hell yeah.
Benjamin, welcome to London.
Thank you, sir. He mimics a British accent poorly, but yeah.
Alex is going to whisper to Naomi, sorry about the plants. And then he's going to go over to make the introductions, the obligatory introductions that he feels he needs to make when somebody lands on his balcony. So
he's quite practiced at this now.
Yeah, exactly, right. It's become something of an unfortunate habit.
Form 13C, door on the left.
That's exactly right. Exactly.
He shakes your hand with both of his. And Alex fucking Kairos, nice to meet you, man. Really, really
nice to meet you too.
I like your music.
Yeah. It's not every night that I get somebody landing on my balcony, as you have.
I just thought people in the lobby, and it's just.
It's kind of it's.
I'm
right.
sorry to intrude on your domain.
Did it look like an inviting place to land? Was that just kind of
Well, it's a fucking nice building, mate.
It really is, right? I put a lot of work into it. The plants, they recently got some shit treatment, but it's thank you. It's nice to have the architecture appreciated. Put a lot of effort and investment into it. So are you in town for just a few days, or are you looking to
He looks at Vaughn and says, seems I'm sticking around for a bit.
Okay.
At least until December, he smiles.
That's quite a long time. So for the year then, nice. London is nice this time of year. Yeah.
He looks at JK like he's recognizing something, and then he walks towards him, and he would like to shake your hand as well, JK.
JK will shake his hand.
I take it you're the charmer of the group then? He smiles. With your very stoic face. And he looks towards Nira and Naomi and say, and who are the lovely ladies? He does not shake your hand, he kisses it, if you let him. Nira is confused by the gesture, but she lets him.
Not on the market. Who are you?
Benjamin, brother, points at one.
Yeah, he's my... We have the same sire.
Oh.
He gets
He's my older brother, actually. My big brother.
He gets a very sad look on his face at the mention of the sire, but...
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm like, there's been a theme of meeting sires recently. Is yours going to attend anytime soon?
I think they both shake their head in tandem.
we both are just like, we both look at each other like, we don't know.
She shakes her wrist and then just goes back to dealing with plants and, I guess tries to attend all the dead ones.
Perform funeral rites.
He looks at you, Alex, and points towards the bar and say, may I?
Oh yeah, fully stocked. Help yourself.
He grabs a very, very expensive sake and starts pouring it.
Nice choice. Yeah. Alex is kind of curious about this because it's not every day that he gets to watch someone else actually indulge in regular food. So he's kind of,
He slams about 3 of them like a shot, and then he fills half a whiskey glass and just has it in his hands.
Okay,
Damn.
easy, bro.
That's really
All right,
fucking
you know,
nice.
take it easy.
Can you, Benjamin? You can drink?
Yeah, you can't.
No.
I can teach you, man. It's all about pushing through it. Just keep going.
Do
Eating
you
all
have
the
any effects?
No, not at all.
Oh.
Just a
Then
taste.
what's the point?
It tastes nice. It reminds me of being alive.
Okay.
I can respect that.
Alex is going to head over to JK and, you know, kind of in a low tone of voice, he says, all right, so given what I've just seen from you and what you can see, and he's going to actually bring Naomi over too, because even though she's mourning the plants, and that's understandable, she can also see things that he can't see. So he's going to bring both of his seers over here,
Okay.
you know, in kind of like a triangle corner here, and say in a low voice, so can both of you just very quickly look at, say, the energies in here and give me just a small idea of what you if you're picking up anything, you know, interesting or unusual. Just, you know, I'm concerned about the plants. I'm just kind of like wondering if maybe there's something
You sound a
else
little.
that may...
What has you paranoid, Kairos?
It's fine. It's just, you know, I mean, the plants all died, you know, and that's, you know, I'm just looking after the caretaker, as they were, of the flora, you know.
Forget
and
the plants. What? No, let's get to it. What are you paranoid about?
well, you know, I mean, the sprout over there, the magic sprout, was the only thing that survived. I just kind of want to make sure that I didn't, you know,
No,
accidentally.
you also survived. What were you touching?
Do any of you turn on Sense the Unseen? Or,
Okay, it's premonition.
or
She
you
wants
can also do
context
that,
before she does it.
Or where the shot thins. Yeah. Sorry, come again, Naomi?
Could I use premonition? Focus on Alex.
Yeah.
Okay, so she just wants context.
Yeah,
But I don't mind.
yeah. Well, you know, small ritual.
Okay.
Plants died.
Yeah, I see
That one over there was actually sprouted. Just want to kind of get a little more sight on
Yeah,
it.
I was just checking if there's gnats. It's fine. You don't have to worry about
If
it.
there's what?
Gnats. They're a pest. They're a nuisance.
Oh, yeah.
trust me.
No,
Anyways.
no, I don't think it's anything gnat-like, but it could be.
That's
Magic
fine.
gnats, invisible gnats, you think?
Leave the botany to me, sir. Okay, let's go back to the unseen stuff. What do you want to see? Give me context for that too, because I don't always like, you know, I'm a Toreador, right? So like, I don't
right. Yeah, I don't want to surprise you with this. Right, exactly. I completely get that, and all I want to say is that energies, plant killing energies, you know, anything that I should be aware of. Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
You see JK's eyes go white.
Okay.
Oh, he's doing a thing.
You're here in the room, JK. But it's not really this room. It's the room on the other side. And everything looks withered. You see everyone in here, and they're sort of like looking at people in color in a black and white movie.
Okay.
And behind Alex, you see a figure about 3 meters tall. You think it's a woman. She's completely made of primal energy is the best way to describe it. It's not blood magic, it's not oblivion, it's something else. Or primordial, perhaps is a better word.
Mm-hmm.
And then you come back to yourself and the room becomes full of color and life again. Naomi, did you activate Sense the Unseen?
I'm going to, what's the thing?
You don't have to roll that. You do have to roll a willpower, because you will see something when you turn it on.
She kind of glares at Alex and is like, buy me a dress.
So, at the willpower roll button, if you just click that.
Do I no modifiers, right?
No modifiers. It's just a flat out roll.
Ooh, nice.
5 is fine, but you're not blinded. That's what I was checking for. You turn it off, but what you see for a split second is this. It's not magic. It's a certain energy coming from the sprout, and it's like the energy is seeping into the very walls of the place. But you have to turn it off because it's way too powerful to look at. But you see it's coming from the seedling.
Is it painful?
For you? Yeah. That's
Okay,
why you have to turn it off. And the willpower is more to see if you react.
Yeah, no, she, like, between vomiting and also, like, her sensory is just completely overloaded, and she's, like, she tries to, like, find a room, also closing her eyes to, like, get out of the room that she's in. Maybe even tries to go out to the balcony for an air.
Alex, how many rooms do you have up here? I'm gonna roll a die. Please make
he
it an
has-
even number.
Yeah, he has the balcony and he has about 4 other rooms.
I'm just gonna roll a d4.
Okay.
2. You walk into an empty guest room
Okay.
and gather yourself. While Naomi is doing that, she looks distressed, I think is the best way to describe it, or at least
Disoriented
like
and
disoriented.
Okay, new dress. And then he's looking back at JK.
What faith do you follow, Alex?
Oh, you know, I have my own faith that I follow. It's not one you would be familiar with.
Oh no, trust me, I just saw some figure. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, she's very powerful.
Hmm.
Very old.
Oh shit.
I bet.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And he's kind of like, oh, awesome. You're like, this is exactly the information he wanted.
You're reminded of a certain painting.
Yes. Okay. Good to know.
Killjoy's just gonna lean over to Benjamin and Vaughn, and more to Benjamin, just be like, this kind of thing happens with alarming regularity. Just lean back this.
Oh, don't worry about me. I've seen it all.
Then Alex is going to head over to, into the room that Naomi's in. Knock. Yeah. Everything good? Yeah.
Yeah, with like a nauseated kind of sound coming from her voice. She's like, "Yeah, I guess fine. It's best that this plant probably stays here. There's something about it."
You can see like she has a tiny nosebleed.
He's going to, you know what? He's going to take a fine silk, napkin, handkerchief type thing. He just has these folded, he's going to pull it out and just, hand it to her, and I get it for you, but
She takes 2 nails, like creeping from back of the door, grabs it, and then like comes back.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you.
Yeah. There's one more thing I need to talk to you about.
Killjoy, before you go on, Alex, I just want to mention this. You smell kindred blood. Continue, Alex.
So he's gonna, once it's okay for him to come in, he's gonna be like, okay, so we need to talk about the kid.
Do you think it's the right time at this moment? We just had a person come in. We just had this fucking plant, which I need to talk to you about, by the way. And you can tell, like, she's annoyed in her voice.
Okay, all right, that's fine. It can wait. That's cool. and he kind of backs out. Like,
I don't even know
"Sorry,
where she is right now. I thought she was gonna be awake. Or like up, I don't
it's
know.
not. It's a situation connected to the plants. She kind of got the worst of the plant energy, if you know what I mean.
So, and is there any like, can I do like an occult roll on this plant to see like, is it a prime? Yeah, it is primal energy, right? And
Yeah.
she was able to. Okay.
It's not blood magic. It's not oblivion. It's something much older.
Yeah, it's well, she can just. She tries to explain for a moment that like, it was powerful enough to hurt me, but it's not of ill nature. And she tries to articulate that to Alex.
Do you also tell him that it's seeping into the walls of the place?
The energy?
Hmm.
What would that ultimately look like? I think she kind of blanked out.
Just
'Cause
for
of
a
the
brief
power.
moment, but you got the feeling of this energy being like pushed in because it was all over as well, but it's
Yeah.
coming from the plant.
Yeah, so whatever energy residue might be in your foundation, that's the only thing that makes sense to me.
Fantastic. Perfect. He's so happy about this. Like, he just has the biggest smile. His whole face is lit up, right? I'm just going to blush of life right now, if he hasn't already.
Yeah,
Right.
she's just so annoyed by like how happy he is right
Yeah.
now because she doesn't understand.
That's a success. He just,
Wow.
it just all comes into his cheeks and everything like that. He is looking like $1 million. Like, he's just like, this is the best news he's had since yesterday.
She actually kind of clicks in her head between between JK's look on his face and also him being so fucking happy. She's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, it's a fucking prophecy." She's so mad.
Does
about
she
it
say
right
that
now.
out? Does she say that out loud?
Yeah.
He's like, you could call it that. Yeah. I like where your mind's going there. And then he's like, just let me know when you're all right. I'm here for you. And then he's
Yeah,
going
just
to,
step out. Go away.
yeah, he's going to like,
I'm overwhelmed.
he's going to like pick up the phone.
Killjoy was right behind you. Yeah. Just like blood smell. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's like, he's going to pick up his phone. He's going to head out to the balcony, and he's going to make a call.
While that is happening, just a brief thing, Benjamin is trying to get, Killjoy, you have your attention elsewhere, but JK and Vaughn just to slam this sake down, and he keeps insisting, if you just drink enough, you'll eventually taste it.
Yeah.
I try it.
Tastes like ash.
That's literally insanity. That's the definition of insanity.
No, that's how we do it. Just fucking keep pushing.
Just
It's
JK will
smelling the memory that's coming to your mind. That is it.
JK will take a shot of it just because he can.
How many
Tastes like
bottles of
ash.
sake do we have?
I don't think
Oh,
Alex
yeah, at
is
least
gonna
half a
run
dozen
out.
there. Yeah.
Otherwise, it's
So
just gonna get
Vaughn
more.
reaches past the one that we've been pouring, takes the cork off it, and just go like that, drinking like an entire bottle of sake.
Power through, right?
Do you want to blush?
Do I want to?
Blush?
Yes,
Probably.
Oh yeah, that would actually I'm activating my systems.
It's just gonna make sure you don't puke immediately.
So I have to rouse, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Hunger Game.
Damn it.
Well, you keep it down. You don't get drunk, but it tastes like ash. JK, can you taste it?
No,
Oh,
it just tastes like ash,
Yeah.
but I think I can hold it down due to Iron Gullet.
While
Vampires.
while Alex or while they're doing their drinking, Alex, who are you calling?
I am calling Harry.
Oh, I think you are going to a mirror then.
Oh, right, mirror. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Or any
Momentary lapse
reflective
in
surface.
memory there. Right, reflective service. Yeah, yeah.
You have windows everywhere.
That's
Behind the
right.
bar.
Exactly. Yeah. Huh?
There's like I imagine, mirrors behind the bar to make everything.
Yeah,
look,
absolutely. Yeah.
as
So
it-
he's going to reach out and basically do the thing that he needs to do to reach out to him.
Say his name 3 times. Obviously, you guys see this.
Is this Bloody Harry? What?
Harry Livingstone. Harry Livingstone.
Harry Livingston. Harry Livingston.
And
It's like Beetlejuice.
you're looking into the mirror, and it's just you standing there, but then another man appears.
Yeah.
And he steps outside through the mirror. You've seen him before, some of you. Killjoy, I don't think you met him. He's a British gentleman, very classically British looking, very raven black hair, blue eyes. He's wearing a midnight blue suit, something worth thousands of pounds. Not a single speck of dust on it. Killjoy, you can see he has armor beneath, but very thin armor. And some sort of a knife.
Yeah.
He reaches out to you, Alex. He pulls up his sleeve as he's doing so, and he wants to shake your hand.
And Alex shakes his hand.
Prince Kairos, thank you for
Indeed.
agreeing to meet with me. And everyone else is here, I see. Fabulous.
Everyone, and in case for those people who are not introduced to him, this would be, as some of you know, Harry Livingston, Vizier under the sun.
He bows, and if you let him, he will shake your hand. He will do the same thing. He pulls up his sleeve with the hand he's stretching out, and shakes your hand if you let him.
Okay.
Given the interaction that some of the Coterie members have seen before with Alex, and given his little speech the other night, he will explain that Mr. Livingston here has proven to, due to a gesture, a very kind gesture of his last evening, proven to be more open to discourse and negotiation than other members of this particular organization.
Didn't feel we had the most constructive conversation, and that's partly my fault, as I was not participating and letting our not letting, of course, he's in charge, but the king has a very different way of doing things, and after a long chat between all the heralds, we have decided to come to some sort of agreement that all parties can respect. I have a few options, but I think we have something in common. We want Bradford dead as well.
Oh. The Mithras?
Not Mithras, he does not care. We, the heralds, want him dead.
Okay.
I'm not sure. He looks at you, Alex. Do they know?
They've been informed that
About the
there
gift?
will be a change in leadership.
But about the gift I gave you?
They have not, no.
I won't spill
But of
any
course
secrets.
it will. Huh?
I won't spill any secrets then.
Of course not. Yes.
We have a position in mind for you. And I have options. I don't think you're gonna like the first. Please don't take any disrespect from it, Prince Kairos. I was simply putting the cards on the table.
Of course. You've bought yourself this meeting, and I'm willing to hear you out. I'm not unreasonable.
None of this is set in stone. We can tweak and change things, but we have our High Lord Inquisitor, King Salvador Valencia, under the sun. He's King of England. He's King of England, but we do need a Prince of London. But we don't need the Camarilla. And I don't think any of you do. Not really. You're more free. Do you know there's no difference between a Camarilla and a Sabbat? They're all pulling the strings from the same table. Just moving pieces around. And if you're fucking sick of being pawns on a board and would rather be players, I would suggest making an alliance. You don't have to join, you don't have to do anything of the sort. Of course, Mithras rules all of Avalon, that's out of the question, we can't do anything about that. But you can certainly be prince. That's my first suggestion. I have something else in mind for you, but a different position of power that's more religious, he says, and looks at you, Alex.
Alex, we have guests. Is this exactly the right time to invite such political influences?
Benjamin does not seem to pay attention to this conversation. He's just slamming down shots with Vaughn, and I don't know if Vaughn is paying attention or if it's like a half a mic, but Benjamin does not seem to care about this. He waved.
Vaughn is like, oh yeah, go ahead.
No, it's just he waved at the person entering, but that's about it.
Vaughn has like another shot that he's about to do it, but he's been holding it like underneath his chin, like listening to the conversation and like looking at Alex. And this is news to him. Like, we're killing Blackstone now. Like I didn't know that. Like, what the fuck? What's happening? So he's like just listening to the conversation.
Naomi leaves the plants and everything else, and she's completely composed now.
Well, Mirren informed me that he wanted him dead, and we have been wanting that for a long time, but he's a very, very fucking man, a hard man to get out of hiding. Especially when hiding with a Tremere we can't seem to locate. Weirdly enough. Not even the Nosferatu can find him. All we ask in all this, just keep our blood laws. They're kind of similar to what you already subscribe to. But you can rule. You will just have older people above you, but that's the way it is, right?
Harry.
How dare you impose such varied you are not even familiar to us. How dare you even object to this agenda that you seem to know? What? Alex.
When they find out, he looks at Alex, the Camarilla, they will kill all of you. We won't. We don't care. We know there's more than one god. You will
Harry,
rule.
are you threatening me?
You will. No, I'm not threatening you. I'm not Camarilla. I'm simply saying that's why we don't like them.
I understand what you're saying.
They deny the antediluvians. They deny the gods. They deny the old powers because they're afraid to lose it. To people like you, and people like me.
Of course.
But you can be ruler of London. It's no different than you would have an Archon or Justicar above you. In any case, it would simply be a king. It's just titles, right?
If only it were just titles. I feel perfectly comfortable handling and managing affairs with the Camarilla on my own terms. Unless you get along with them.
No, we kill all of them.
Yeah, see, that's what I thought.
Well, they were offered to join, and they didn't. So.
Right. And I can understand how that might put you off on some level. I get that. I understand, not everybody wants to play together, but that's what we all have to do in our little fishbowl right now, right? Is play nice, right? And I understand
nice.
that Mithras doesn't understand playing nice, perhaps, but I know from kindred history, which I've had beaten into my head, that he has had to at least work with them in the past.
He instated a seneschal, but there has never been a prince under Mithras. In the old times, we did it with baronies. We carved our Avalon into different baronies, and people just ruled like that. But they're all beneath Mithras, and the Camarilla called him a prince, but we call him a god, because that is what he is. And if you ever see him, you won't be in doubt. You probably won't survive it, but It's like
All right,
looking
God's-
into the sun.
Mr. Livingston, I have a proposition, a counter proposition for you.
Of course.
Everyone in this room, as far as I can tell, values their autonomy, their freedom, their way of life.
We don't want to change that.
See, and that's exactly right. See, I knew we were of like mind. I think we're just kind of talking different terms here, and so I'm just here to clarify things. To come to the same page. I think we're just all on the same page, and I think you're a more reasonable representative of your organization than perhaps your superior is. Is he your superior? Is that
Well,
how I am to understand that?
We're all heralds, but we chose to put him on the throne, if that's what you ask.
You chose. So, okay. So, but does he speak for you?
We speak for each other.
Excellent. That's what I like to hear. So I find you to be far more reasonable and generous.
I'm the man with the plan.
Exactly. And it's disturbing to me that your superior, puts air quotes, doesn't quite understand the game quite as well as you do. But hey, sometimes that's the way it works.
He's a warrior.
Yeah.
He's not a scholar, but he's
a Bruja. I understand.
He's an old school Bruja, not like those. I like to hang out with them. They're fucking amazing. The Anarchs, Gabriel is cool, and Marin is. You can see if he could blush, he probably would. And I mean, I'm not bound, or you're not bound by chains as I am. So I'm of course speaking on some behalf of someone else, but I have an immense freedom from Mithras in deciding how we choose to rule.
So here's my proposal. I can be the liaison, the representative, the figurehead, as it were, the prince, to, as the Camarilla officially recognizes it. I can handle all matters with the Camarilla. I can do that. I can represent them here.
If they oppose your reign, we will kill all of them.
You're free to kill them if they oppose my reign.
I know Justicar Par is no more, but I imagine they're going to reinstate another soon.
Yeah, and in the event that they choose a very unwise position of opposing my reign, then yes, you will find no opposition from me in correcting their mistake there, as it were. But in order to facilitate the transition period here, in order to assure them in a reasonable way that the Camarilla has a place in London here.
It's fine. You can use any rhetoric you like. You can use whatever titles you choose in your reign, and you can call yourself whatever. It's totally fine with us. We don't mind.
Our domains are our domains.
Exactly. You have London.
As long as we understand each other. Yeah.
We will still be here, of course, to keep an eye out. Top priority at the moment is Bradford and, of course, Antigen. Leopold.
We have autonomy here in London.
Do whatever you like. Just don't break the Masquerade.
Of course. We are both in agreement about that.
Again.
Harry, I'm glad you came. Is there anyone else who has a problem with these terms? I always like to consider the perspectives of my coterie and council members here.
As a good leader should. He looks around at the rest of you. Benjamin is saying very fast, "Politics, boring," and then just tilts back on his chair.
I second my friend here, because I don't want to let on that he's my brother. I don't plan on being in the UK much longer, so do whatever the hell you guys want.
Yeah, Killjoy doesn't look happy. But he ain't saying shit.
Yome has similar expression on her face to KJ.
Just be aware that if any Giovanni enters London and tries to make
they
any
will die.
foothold. Lovely.
We do not tolerate Giovanni, Set, and the Tremere. The Tremere are allowed to be here, but they cannot have a chantry. I do have a book club, though, he says with a smile.
She just laughs.
A book club.
Wow. Wow.
There's a way around every rule, you have to understand this.
Mm.
But they cannot be allowed to officially have a chantry. But unofficially, I don't have to know.
See, Harry, every time you go on about something, I find that we get off track here, get off mission. And so what I want to say is that I believe that under my authority and under my supervision, I can certainly allow there can certainly be a place for a chantry here.
Just
least
keep
in
it on
London.
the down low. I assure you, we're not going to do anything, but Mithras is 100,000% going to show up and nuke it. He hates them, and he will personally. I'm just saying it for the safety of everyone.
Of course.
Don't do it. It will
Of
end
course,
in
it's a
death.
sore spot. We all have them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
No mute.
he's somewhat tolerable towards them. Ministry and Giovanni, they have to die outright. There's no question. There's always a blood hunt in Avalon on Set and Giovanni.
May I ask why?
They're fucking snakes. Snakes in the grass. You cannot trust them.
I just am asking because, let's just say,
Oh, and those who
How do I
call
put this?
themselves Assamites now. They're not really Banu Hakim. They don't have
Oh.
authority. Just so you know.
I'm just asking because I just want to know if there's a valid reason, some sort of, for such a blood hunt, and I hope that list does not expand to cover any outlier groups.
These are thousands of years old grudges.
Okay. You can understand my concern.
The Giovanni's because of Roger, and he looks at JK.
JK just nods.
They are
Henry.
usurpers. Like the Tremere. They have a spot they shouldn't have.
Henry. Harry, Henry,
Harry.
Harry.
Harry. How do you plan to become a familiar of any sense to us?
I imagine we'll just stay out of your way, and of course you don't fuck up, so why would we? And do whatever you like. We'll just be there in case something goes wrong. That's our job.
But one does not simply become familiar when reigning in this hierarchy you're suggesting.
It's not really. I
Cults have hierarchies too. I'm
I-
very familiar.
can't change the will of Mithras, he says.
What is the will of Mithras here, other than obviously to take the hand of
To be
all of
recognized as the god of Avalon.
How ridiculous, Alex. He's suggesting a god is going to walk tomorrow. What is this?
He's in Edinburgh at the moment. He is walking around.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Do you think we'd see the sun? You suggest he's also the sun? Like blinding from just downtown?
Yes.
Alex.
He looks
Alex.
like the sun. Kindred perish in his presence. The only reason we can see him is because we share his blood.
Is he walking during the day? Like, none of us has seen this. We
We're
felt it.
sleeping.
Alex is going to, turn to Naomi and say,
Regardless if you believe he's a god or not, he's still 3,500 years old.
He's a very old kindred. And in advanced years, we all manifest abilities that are strange and unusual. We just came from a particular place where we saw someone who was very strange and unusual. We can leave all the rest of it to the side. It's simply that, as I understand it here, Mr. Livingston follows this individual around, heeds his commands and things like that, insofar as, he would any other kindred of advanced age, in his position. So I think that's what we're dealing with here.
He asks and looks around the room and says, would any of you oppose your god? If you have any.
And I look at Ben next to me. Benjamin. Well, ours tried to kill us.
Wow. Yeah. But you got him.
May I ask? I had nothing to do with it.
No, of
Neither
course
did
not.
he.
You wouldn't be here if you were that close, I imagine.
May I ask a question real
Of
quick?
course.
And I hope this isn't going to be one of those, like, you have asked the unaskable question and I have to kill you now.
I'm honest.
What clan is Mithras?
Ventrue.
Is he an antediluvian?
Most likely.
And at that, you see, like, Vaughn just like... Okay.
Perhaps Methuselah, but it's kind of hard to tell when they're that old.
I appreciate your honesty. Really, I do.
I haven't... Well, I've tasted his blood, but I can't really try it. It's too powerful to do anything with, other than bring more members. If you would ever like to see the sun, you're welcome to join us.
I don't know.
You can see, as he says, see the sun, he's in a very positive way. It's not like the usual death threat of, oh, go burn in the sun kind of thing. It's literally like, very warm and happy, and he always refers to Mithras as the sun.
I want his blood.
What did you say?
I want his blood. There's no... It's pretty straightforward.
There will be initiations, of course, but you know where we are. We can get you sorted and educated.
File. That's all I need. No education. I'm not a Scientologist.
Oh, but you need to know our... we are a cult, after all. We have rules to follow.
Amy, I
Okay.
think the only way you're getting that blood is if you join them.
I'll go through whatever I can.
She won't
Ventrue
be
can
able to
delete my
resist
brain.
if she tastes it. So let's just say that. So you need to think you will be bound to him forever.
I didn't say I was going to taste it.
I'm not gonna give you a vial of it. It's our most
Okay.
sacred thing.
Okay.
By
She
the way,
glares at Alex and then basically leaves the room.
he flicks a coin towards you, Alex. Looks black.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand what you're saying.
He flicks a coin towards you. A black coin.
He catches it.
I gave you a lock, now you have the key.
Okay.
If we are in have reached some kind of compromise.
I
Or
think
at least
what
start on the road to diplomacy.
indeed. You've made steps in that direction, and I can recognize and respect and appreciate. we have come to some agreement here on praxis and on who makes the call in this domain. And
If you need help taking him down, just let us know.
I certainly will. I certainly will, as well as any others who need persuading. I'm happy to work with you in that regard.
If you're worried about publicly declaring things about Mithras and you don't need to. We can keep this a secret between us.
I think my companion, my Ravno's companion, makes a fine point of warning to say that sometimes Methuselah's it's not so great, you know. Sometimes they make decisions for themselves that are not so beneficial for those that follow them. But you know, that's your decision. That's your decision.
What happens when you oppose Methuselah?
Well, we didn't oppose him.
Got in his way.
He opposed us. And then I'd actually like to Fata Morgana something, if that's all right.
This is totally fine.
And I'm going to go ahead and do a route. Did you do it? Is that the one I just did? The Hunger Game?
Oh.
All right. It's not
just
good.
all hunger tonight.
What is going on?
Vaughn is back, baby.
Vaughn is back. Get this man a blood bag quick.
I was thinking about blood surging this, but I'm like, that's not a good idea. But that's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and roll. Oh.
It did a weird thing again.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. I'm like, what the fuck?
That's.
I did the wrong thing. I did the wrong thing. Sorry.
Oh, no worries.
Oh my god.
Oh dear.
You can re-roll two of them with a chance for a crit.
I would like to do that. And then re-roll dice up to 3, right?
2. You only have 2 black dice left you can re-roll.
Oh, okay.
Or you can re-roll the 7, but that's a success. So.
Come on,
I got you. So I'll do 2.
Two.
Give me success. Some success.
No
Go
whammy.
Go Vaughn, go.
Aww.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the beast speaks in your head. Do you need help?
I would. Yes, and
You owe me more, and
yes.
whatever you're trying to conjure is successful.
Fine. I feel like I need to make a point. And the whole room fills with red mist, and the lights dim, and you hear like there's a vibration that you can feel through the room, and it's almost like this ambiance, but it's turned up really loud. And then you see larger than life coming up out of the floor, out of the mist and smoke, is the face of what looks to be a Hindu deity, horrifying and ferocious, and speaking in a loud voice. Some kind of, it's not even Hindi, it's this old language that is incomprehensible, but it reverberates through the room, and you can feel it vibrating inside of you. And then it goes away.
Harry, he claps, very excited. Let's see.
And
how do you say no to that?
You see, Vaughn is shaking. Like, he's just shaking. That really took it out of him to do that.
Could I determine the language or what origin it has?
See, I don't even know.
I think
says
so.
That,
I think
you're in trouble.
I think it's old Sumerian or something like. It's one of the oldest languages or something.
Yeah,
so,
it's nothing that's
Aramaic.
It's nothing that's being spoken anymore. That's Aramaic or super ancient Middle Eastern, like around the
Really?
part of the world
Sanskrit
where
or something.
yeah,
Yeah.
the word
Yeah,
first settlers. It's
I would
completely
say maybe it
foreign,
could be-
but you can
yeah.
probably find roots for other languages in it. Not something you would be able to understand though, without a bunch of dictionaries and.
Can we have it like a slight what's the word I'm looking for? Like kind of go back a little bit, just and as it speaks, Vaughn says the words that it's saying because he understood it the day it happened, and it's feed, destroy, and that's what it says.
Okay, so that's our nature, though.
Have you ever been in torpor? Any of you?
I haven't had the pleasure, honestly.
You're very hungry when you wake. Mithras has been walking around, we have fed him, he's been taken care of. But this one is an ancient that just woke out of nowhere. And once a kindred gets to a certain age, kind does nothing for us. And I imagine that's why it just ate everything it could. But Mithras is very familiar with the world, he's been walking it for 3,000 years. He was napping for about 70, but we were too. Not much has happened since the 40s anyway.
Vaughn is just still sitting there shaking.
Can Alex make a persuasion attempt to just try to plant the seed of just the smallest amount of doubt in Harry's mind about... Okay.
Bond is too strong.
No chance.
Bond
Got
is too
it.
strong.
Okay.
Yeah. This is a
right.
6-point blood bond.
Got it.
Yeah.
Good
You
lord.
can't even speak ill of him.
Okay. All right. Got it. Okay.
But it's. I understand your fear, and you're right to be scared, but I promise you this is really the better solution.
Harry, I'm not unreasonable. And I'm glad that, you have made the effort to come here and everything else. And I understand your position. I understand that you're a follower of this Mithras. That you have all partaken of his blood, and that you see him as your ruler, essentially. Your god, as it were.
I mean, it's the Romans who turned him into a god, but yeah.
None of that concerns me because, honestly, that's your business. Everybody's entitled to their own beliefs. Although, I can't help but say that Vaughn has presented a possible word of warning to you that you would do well to heed. But that is for you to decide, of course.
If that's the will of Mithras, we can't do anything about it.
Well, there are other alternatives, Harry. There are. And anytime you want to discuss those with me, my door is open. And I want you to know that. And that's what this conversation is partially about, is the allowance of a place, this city, being able to have a place where other people who have different objectives and different goals are able to pursue them, without a single-minded devotion as you possess to one particular figure. And I believe we're in agreement about that. We both uphold the Masquerade. We both respect religious beliefs because we both know them and feel them. We both are reasonable people who have come by our own beliefs, our own ways, and we both have our values and convictions. You have already said that the praxis that I have will be indisputed and that you will help to uphold that. You have also said that you will allow me to deal with the Camarilla as I see fit, and then if the Camarilla needs further persuasion, you will, of course, aid me in that. And you have already said that under my rule, the Tremere and other groups will have a place, if I so deem it, provided that they aren't advertising loudly from the rooftops.
Exactly. I mean, okay. I have Tremers in my book club. It's fine.
Okay. Well, I think we've made wonderful progress today.
Stability
Of
so
course.
Mithras can go back to traveling. I think
Absolutely.
that's best for everyone.
Stability is what we all want. And so,
I want our god to see the world and travel and not be worried
and I want
about
this city to flourish. And so under our supervision and guidance.
and
So
antigen. We must not forget about them.
of course not. Of course not. And I'm sure that we can work together on that too. But
how did you acquire the Sword of Sin? He looks at it.
Well, you
I
know
know-
those connections I was talking to you about, other alternatives. Well, this is what happens when you work with other people. So
I know of Nathaniel. He's a nice
Yeah.
guy.
he is. He
But
is.
he must think highly of you if he... Perhaps it's a test.
Perhaps it is. And Nathaniel and I are on great terms. We have an understanding. And I came to his aid.
If you ever want to part with it, I'm willing to trade.
I'll take that into consideration.
As you know, I acquire certain artifacts.
Indeed. I've seen that already.
Sorry about your plants.
Wow.
I did not expect that to happen.
You
I
can't
didn't
make
even-
an omelet, right?
I didn't think you would be able to open it, but yeah.
Harry,
Now you have the key.
Mr. Livingston, your presence here has been a joy and a wonderful clarification of our interests. And I believe that we are on the path to a better understanding between our two groups. I look forward to working with you in the future.
As do I. He looks at Killjoy and waits to the rest of you, but he looks at you and says, "Do we have business?"
Us personally,
Henry said something.
I don't believe we personally have business.
That's fair enough. He looks at the rest of you like, are there any questions he can answer, or...
Naomi's in a different room.
You can hear it all. Of you.
Okay.
Unless you deliberately turn it off.
It is what it is.
He walks towards Vaughn and he pulls up his sleeve just a bit again and puts his hand on your shoulder, Ron. Don't worry, mate. It's not gonna happen again. And he rifles through his jacket and he gives you a small vial. And have a drink, mate. Just pour it into something.
And Vaughn just takes it.
It's Scarlett's recipe. He smiles.
You know. And he like looks at her. He looks at him like, thanks.
Don't worry,
And then
I haven't done
I-
anything to her. I just like hanging out with them. That's what I do in my
too.
free time.
And I just look at him and I say, when I was a kid, and they told me about the Great War. They said it wouldn't happen again. That there would be that kind of conflict, that kind of war, and pull all these nations into it.
Well, if you actively want to fight it, I suggest joining the Sabbat. That's
My point
kind of
is
what
that
they
it
do.
No, I'm just saying that it happened again. And I fought in that war.
Well, if you believe the Book of Nod, it's going to happen eventually, but there's nothing we can do about it. So might as well enjoy our own life while it's peaceful.
Way ahead of you, man.
I
And he
know.
just sort of like leans back and just
Naomi breaks through the door and looks at Vaughn, being like, "This is what cults do."
You just think I'm trying to lure him in? Do you think I would want a follower who does not wholeheartedly believe in what we're doing? That's just
scoffs at
stupid.
him.
That's asking for spies.
He's
I'm
still
trying
not
to-
under the influence.
Aren't we all? Of something or someone.
Too vague.
We're all pieces on a board. This is the matter. Do you want to be a queen or do you want to be a pawn?
She walks out of the room again.
I think we just want you to shut up.
No, I can leave. I was invited here after all. But I'm not gonna go anywhere unless the prince gives me leave to do so.
You have leave to go.
He bows.
I appreciate you coming and having this talk, and you have leave to go.
He moves around you guys, like he's very keen on not his suit touching any of you.
Oh, Harry, before you go. My sire has decided to enter the city tonight, so just beware that there is another running around.
Oh, that's what I felt. Good to know. He walks towards the elevator. Oh, say hello to Albert for me. It's been a while. And
Will do.
you hear the ding, and the door closes. And you're left to your own devices. So Benjamin is the first to break the silence, I think. So what was all that about? Seemed like an old guy.
He must be.
I could feel it.
Just coming to a shared understanding. Yeah.
Well, he seemed honest. That's always something.
Well, honest or perhaps unflappable in his beliefs and his mission. So I can at least respect that, if nothing else.
Have you known a Banu to be any other way? Just like you need to rule, they need to judge.
Well, yeah, and you're not wrong about that. But I suspect this one, his diplomacy or his skill in diplomacy was surprising, given his convictions, shall we say. So again, appreciated.
I'm sorry if
Yes.
I'm stepping on anyone's toes. He looks at Vaughn. It was quite a show there, bro.
It really was.
Thanks
That
for the
was-
trauma again. He smiles just slightly.
It wasn't a show.
I know.
I'm sorry for showing you that.
No, I've seen it. I was there.
Yeah, I think it was a wise lesson. And a message that fell on deaf ears, unfortunately.
Well, he can't do anything about it, really. If Mithras wanted to kill us all, he could. There's nothing we can do about it. Just like any ancient. That's why they fear Gehenna so much, right? Because we can't do anything. So we might as well just keep them asleep or happy.
Benjamin, sometimes the game is a lot bigger than us, as he said. But as we have already seen tonight, there are plenty of players on the board. Plenty of pieces. And,
I prefer to stay out of the game. Just
of course. But the game plays anyway, and the pieces will make their moves. And it's my interest to make sure that we can all remain on the board and make our moves, as it were. So you got to play the game, whether you want to or not. You know, that's not a luxury I can afford to ignore that game. So,
Alex, I will say you should probably be careful. You're
Yeah.
probably the nicest adventurer I've ever met. And if Mithras is your antediluvian, if he's your old one, you need to be really careful.
we're good, Vaughn. I answer to other powers.
At the
know
mention
what
of
that
other
means,
powers, the lights flicker.
Yeah.
And the plant, it sprouts a little red flower.
I don't know what any of that means, but
Yeah. Don't worry.
No, I mean, I assume
We're
you're
good.
back when Harry has gone.
Yes.
Or are you still...
Oh.
Do you need her in the scene? I had something planned.
What?
Do you needed her in the scene? I had something planned.
No, it's like... I just assumed you were gonna come back when Harry, but if you want to stay in the room, then...
Yeah,
Or
she
do
just
something
enters back,
else.
but you can tell something is deeply wrong.
Well, he raises a glass of something, Benjamin, and slams it down.
I'd like to uncork the vial. Is it Scarlet's tea?
It smells like
Because I have a mind not to drink anything that this guy gives me.
Yeah.
I mean, it smells like it. It smells like kindred blood. With
I
magic.
put in the shot glass that I drank out of, and I look at it for a second.
You know the way it
like-
works is you put it into fluid and then you can taste it.
Mm.
She only does it with her chamomile tea, but it can be used for all liquids.
You can get some water here. I have some tea.
I am really hungry.
Yeah, I have some tea. It's
But I
not
don't know
something
if
I
I should
typically
trust
drink, but some people like it.
I don't know if I should trust it though. Is there an alternative around here?
I have an arm.
An arm?
Benjamin, he hands you his wrist as well. It's like,
Oh no, like literally pulls out an arm from the briefcase.
I don't think that's my style.
There.
both options given. Shit.
I would assume that Alex knows about blood bonding, at least a little bit, right?
yeah. None of
Yeah.
you were bonded by the tea, though.
Right.
That's what the spell does. It removes the bond and
Yeah.
it makes things taste.
Yeah.
But you don't know if it's actually
Tampered
that.
with. Yeah. So
Could I
Make a
sense the
phone call.
unseen and look at the tea?
skull and crossbones over it. Just like
It's willpower if you do.
I will.
You know,
Five.
Same thing. You close your eyes before shit happens, but like you see the same energy as was hanging above Alex, coming from the plant and seeping into the walls. It's way too powerful to see the tea, and you have to shut it off immediately.
Alex is going to step up here and go, you know what? The party's just getting started downstairs. There are options for you here. I mean, if you can take care of yourself.
Wanna hunt?
Or probably
Benjamin,
safer
he's-
options you don't need to worry about in regards to the unknown nature of this particular concoction.
Benjamin,
You
he
can go
hits
make
you
your
on,
own tea at some point.
on the shoulder and just asks, "You wanna go out for a bite
Yeah.
sure.
before you kill all of us?" And he smiles.
Right.
I've given a lot of ground tonight, if you know what I mean.
That's an impressive show. Very real.
It took a lot out of me.
He starts walking towards the balcony.
And I start going with him. I'm like, hey guys, you guys take care.
You too,
And
Vaughn.
I may run into you guys later when I'm of more sound mind. And then he goes with Benjamin out on the balcony.
Stay strong.
And then does I assume we're gonna jump off,
Yep.
so I do just the and then over the side.
Yeah.
Why are people committing so much suicide outside?
That's right.
Naomi, you had something you wanted to do?
You're
did?
on mute.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, sorry, it was getting way too hot in here. I had to open the window. There might be a little bit of traffic, so I'm going to be wary of that. But
Can't hear the wind.
she's quite distraught. She almost feels like as if almost everyone just betrayed her in that moment. She hasn't really thought out the political aspects of it. She's just glad it ended civilly, and if anyone addresses her, she might actually daunt at them, and then she wants to go straight home and basically call it victory.
So
And like have a one-to-one face-to-face, like, the fuck.
So you want to talk to Victor?
That's her emotional response, but if anyone could persuade her, I don't know if like how long you might need her around, but she doesn't want to look at the plant. She had already technically hurt her, so she feels like everything's just betrayed her.
Nera has been quiet through all of this.
Yeah.
And she, if anyone wants to hold Naomi back, she's probably gonna just say, just let her go. She's gonna force anyone to stop or not. But
I don't think you want to see her daunt. She doesn't even like daunting at people.
just let her leave.
Okay, she leaves.
Yeah.
Going through the normal means, not the balcony.
Not everyone can jump out a window.
Yeah.
Everyone can. Once.
That's one way to look at it.
Yeah.
So, JK, Alex, Killjoy, Nera, and Benjamin. No, not Benjamin. Benjamin is all. You three and Nera are left, and Judith is somewhere.
Been quite an evening.
It has.
That was well handled.
Thank you. Thank you. I assume you're being serious.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. As I said last night, every test I've seen you take, you have passed. And as such, you will no longer hear me calling you the Ass-Kiss King. Or anything such as that. You have earned your title, in my eyes at least, and now you have my respect, and you should know that there will be no more tests coming your way. You are my prince, I am your servant. Use me, I will use you.
I'm honored, and I appreciate it, Killjoy.
Fantastic.
Nera looks at JK. Can you look into this sort of sin business?
They probably have something written on it somewhere.
Got a badass name, at least.
My dear, she looks at you. I need to go to Budapest.
Indeed. I understand.
And
How long?
as fast as possible.
Okay. You know how to reach me.
She smiles, gives you a kiss on the cheek, and goes towards the
gonna-
balcony.
He's going to embrace her, like in a non-kindred way,
Yeah.
and whisper in her ear, like, "Stay safe.
Always love.
Come back."
She's turning into the jumps off the balcony. And
Just
you
like
see
everybody
her fall
else.
down, and then you see an owl come up below it
Yeah.
with the hoot hoot. Gonna jump to Naomi's scene for a moment, then come back to you guys.
Okay.
Naomi, where are you headed? Home?
Yeah, home. Safest place for now. She has a lot to fucking think about.
Do you want Victor to show up?
It's she rather have a face to talk to than just over the phone.
Like
There's a lot of
he
things to go over.
Like he knew that you're not in a pleasant state. He's waiting for you at your door, outside. He's smoking a cigarette. You haven't seen him do that before. And he just smiles at you when you come and asks you, "Why are you making me stressed?" He's smiling warmly.
Oh dear, if you saw the shit that I saw this afternoon, JK really did pull something out of his hat tonight. His sire, actually, specifically.
Wanna go somewhere and talk about it?
Yeah, it's either you come in, I don't... Actually, your location might be better.
Very well. Let's find a wall. And he goes inside.
I've had confirmation that even us have not located you specifically, but you're potentially in quite... Anyway, she holds on to her words until she feels a little bit more comfortable in a more safer place, but you could tell she's almost shaking.
Eventually, you arrive at his haven. You're sitting in front of a fireplace. There's no fire in there. There's just these blue rocks glowing. He's just sitting there, twirling a glass of blood. Of course, you can drink as well if you want to.
Yeah, it was one of the few moments that she never felt this betrayed ever since she became a Tremere. And she basically like kneels before the fire and just kind of like just stares into it to kind of like focus on what all had happened.
So
she asks,
what happened?
You don't have eyes to see anywhere, do you?
Yeah. I have ways.
Did you use any of them this afternoon or no? We just need to make sure we're on the same page.
No, I have not used them on any of you this night.
Use them more often. We're gonna need it.
Well, if you allow me, I can always be in your head. See what you see, hear what you hear.
So she glares at him for a quick moment, but slightly just takes it in consideration, but puts it on the back burner for now. It may or may not be impossible for a chantry.
Well, I'm the only one here, so wouldn't be much of a chantry.
Yeah. And if the Nos don't even know where you are, which are you capable of doing that?
They would need a bigger drill.
Fair. Let's just say you're one of the few people that I can trust, unfortunately, at this moment.
It took a long time to portal an entire house beneath the earth. So that's why they can't find me. There are no connections, there are no windows, there are no tunnels, there are no electronics. They can't figure this out.
Yeah, neither can I. It scientifically doesn't sound like it's possible. But do me a favor. Check in. I rather not, but I really have nothing that much to hide of my past. I'll let you in my head, I guess, however that may work. But
Are you talking about your sire, or?
No, yourself. My sire, he's jokes.
Don't worry about me. They've been on my tail for a year, and they raided the previous chantry, but I have most of what's left, and...
Yeah. Well, I was looking to at least set maybe a chantry museum. I don't know how you display your artifacts. What's important to you? That's what I need to know right now.
Well, I would like to continue existing.
Same. We're on the same page.
Have you as
I like
company.
to prioritize that. Okay.
I felt less lonely these couple of nights. And it's nice to teach someone again.
Yeah, that actually is one of the few things that I've actually felt quite familiar recently. And as much as being a ghoul wasn't pleasant, it's something I genuinely miss, to be honest.
You still haven't answered me. What happened tonight? What left you so rattled?
A dance of cults. You'd be way more familiar in that tango, but Mithras is not only declaring rain, but have been getting more familiar to... They've chosen not to eradicate us, which I guess is a good sign, but
one needs subjects to rule.
Yeah. it's just one structure to another, and I'm not that crazy about the Sabbat, to be honest, because as I've known, the Camarilla structure was plenty good enough, but for some, sorry, um, for the for someone who is so familiar with pyramid schemes, is there any other structure that would let us exist
I
in
mean,
peace?
we have a beast to contend with,
Yes,
and there would always be
that's
a need
interpersonal,
to
okay,
enforce the masquerade.
and that's the only greed rule that we came upon, to be honest.
I know all the Camarilla's blood laws are Mithras blood laws, just dumbed down, and
Yes.
but they have the same rules: hospitality and how to sire and how to kill, and it's just written in archaic, and have a bit more paragraphs on how to punish people. But yeah, the Camarilla around 500-600 years ago, they stole it directly from him, and
Yes.
the others didn't want that. They became Sabbat, and the rest became Anarchs, and the Anarchs are the only ones without any power.
Yeah.
They are just
How
the Camarilla is sort of the big brother you don't want around.
it seems like it.
To
Which
them.
basically leads to my last question. In order to kind of rationalize going forward, how should I feel about the venture? You tell me.
The Venture,
Yes.
if you know how to stroke their ego, they're easily manipulated.
Which has not been that hard, to be honest.
I mean, I'm Bradford's ally, technically.
Technically. Well, we all.
All I do his bidding and I help him out. He promised me a chantry, but if he can no longer promise me that, then we don't have a deal anymore.
Yes, and I promise to use these daggers for the one second. For the promise of never to kill the innocents or torture our kind. Um, I feel like that might degenerate my only bit of humanity that I have been trying to work on.
Keep on to it. It's one other thing I like about you. It reminds me of what it was like to be young and close.
Nostalgia is not the. How many wars have you been through?
Wars?
Yes,
I'm not
two
a
minimum.
I'm not a fighter. I'm a librarian.
I know.
I've seen a few. I mean, I'm 250 years old, dear. There's been some, but most of them in America in recent years. I mean, apart from the two great ones, but other than that, it's mostly civil war here and there, and insurrections, and freedom fighters, and terrorists, and whatever they want to call themselves.
Well, I'll be honest. I'll say straightforwardly, I'm not looking to be a part of any fucking crusades. Can I'm gonna say this straightforwardly. This is a bit more political than I would like to, but I would like to demonstrate the only way I'm capable of bonding with any sort of hierarchical at this point.
May I?
Can I bond? Yes, can I bond with you?
No. I can't. It's gone.
Damn.
I cannot. After the pyramid fell, it's impossible. I can't figure it out. Only
We'll leave that mystery to another day.
only goes, but can I see what you've seen?
Yes.
He touches your forehead. Do you let it happen?
She's not used to this. She resists, but yes, ultimately.
He pushes through. He says, well, that is disturbing. And yes, I do have the kill switch. And yes, I can help you.
Okay. Thank you.
Just be careful. He's older than me.
I have
But
my
it
day.
might not be stupid to use the heralds. Use them.
Okay.
They're as old as he is.
Hmm.
And there are like 5 of them.
Interesting.
Unless you
I
have
thought
a...
I was gonna rely on the Toreador, but I guess that may or may not be an option at this point. Yes, okay.
I don't think Alfred should fight. He's done enough fighting. I know he's sick of it.
Well, wouldn't that really honestly be up to him, though?
Yeah, I mean, you're more than welcome to ask, and I'll do my part
Okay.
in not helping.
Okay. That's the safest bet.
But we do have something, and you need to compose yourself. I'm gonna jump scene now.
Yep.
Because we're getting to the last bit of the episode.
Yeah.
And blood mirror on the wall appears. And Victor and Naomi steps through it. Seneschal, he nods at you. Looks around at the rest. Good to meet you all again. Bradford is asking for you. You're muted.
Now,
Yeah.
Now. You're not gonna like it. I'm just supposed to send you there. He looks at Naomi. I don't think you should see this.
She goes to the balcony, I guess.
No, it's not gonna be here, but I have
Oh.
to go there. Can't stop you, of course, but I don't think you want to see this. If anyone wants to come, you're more than welcome, but just keep your
seen it
shit
up tonight.
together, he says. I know what you're trying to do,
Killjoys.
and these are... He gestures towards the mirror again. Is there anything you need to prepare?
Killjoy will go and stand by Alex,
JK as well.
and he will get out his bag of useful things.
yeah.
JK, you're
Alex.
coming along as well?
Yeah.
And Victor, he looks at you, Naomi, and he's a very worried look on his face. He does not really care about the rest the same way.
Just sweetly smiles at him and knows that's a little, like, that's one of her few hopes that she has, is that the slightest amount of foundation she's felt in the last, like, 2 hours or however long it's been.
He looks at you, Seneschal.
Are we in danger, Victor?
Depends on if you handle your shit.
Handling my shit is what I do. And he grabs his sword and, heads towards the
You
mirror or the
Grab it.
portal. Yeah.
You need to do a roll.
Okay.
It is stamina and resolve.
Okay.
And the difficulty is 7, but -2 because of your fortitude to the difficulty is 5.
Okay. Gonna rouse. Gets hunger. Okay.
Just get as close to those 5 as possible. That's all I can say.
I'll do what I can. That's
3.
3. Gonna re-roll.
Yeah.
Got this. You got this.
Come on.
I shouldn't have said anything. My energy went to you.
It's
I'm
all
sorry.
negative energy from you, Vaughn.
Seems like it.
All right.
Then 2 options.
Okay.
Do you need help? You hear a voice? Or
I do.
you only one?
That's a 10. That's a yes. Yeah.
You wield it. You feel the sword trying to corrupt you. Mechanically, you would have gotten 2 stains, but the beast just saved you from that.
Okay.
You get stains equal to the margin you don't succeed, just for picking it up. But you're successful. You get no stains.
Okay.
Just a little boon for the beast.
Okay.
All of you feel the power of the sword turn on. You have witnessed it in action. As Alex, you are aware of every supernatural being within a kilometer of where you're standing right now. You know exactly where and what they are.
Yeah.
And every wraith, every vampire, every werewolf.
That's a lot. That's a lot to take in at once.
It's quite overwhelming.
Yeah. He's just gonna be like stunned, you know. Yeah.
Oh, that's 0.6 miles, by the way.
Yeah.
This is also something that increases with aspects mechanically.
Okay.
But you're wielding it. You feel the power. You feel it's trying to corrupt you, but you're pushing it away.
Okay. Just making some notes here.
I'll send you the mechanics as well, so you know
Alright.
exactly
Okay.
as you discover the powers.
Okay. Ready to go through.
Yeah, Victor's the last one. And before he goes through, Naomi, you're the only one left. He blows you a kiss and jumps
Can't
through.
blush just a little.
No, you're pale skin. Paint it on
Okay.
really, really fast with celerity. People can't see.
Fair.
You're the 3 of you with Victor entering a very dark room. It feels medieval in setting because of the stone around you and the ancient nature of it. The only ones there are a well, it looks like, in the middle. It's very dark in here.
A well?
A well.
Okay.
Bradford is there and standing with his back turned to you all and holding the shoulder of someone on their knees who is whimpering with a hood on their face.
I'm just gonna put my sunglasses on that are mirrored and my completely noise cancelling earbuds in.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's completely unaware of what's happening now.
Standing
pretty much
listening
apart
to
from sight.
jazz and snapping his fingers.
Yeah.
His voice speaks. Alex, what do we do with traitors? And you can hear the bone in the person. You can hear it's a woman from the whimpering break the collarbone.
We kill them.
That's exactly what we do. What if they have power?
We still kill them.
But we take it. He pulls the hood off. It's a Turkish woman. She's wearing a hijab. She's whimpering. She's kindred. Looking up at you guys with blood tears in her eyes. Her mouth is gagged, so she can't speak. And Bradford says, "This is Isa. She has been consorting with the heralds of the sun."
That's unfortunate.
She's my gift to you. I give you permission to claim her soul and destroy her in the process. She's shaking her head and whimpering and looking you in the eyes, Alex. Like, begging.
Alex is going to step up.
Could I sense the unseen?
Yeah. Clickety, clickety, click.
Clickety, clickety, click.
3? Well,
Yeah.
the sword, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Your Banshee. Bradford is wearing some kind of a vest beneath his suit. And a pocket watch, you think? Magical pocket watch.
Bradford, what has she done?
She's sworn allegiance to the Heralds.
Yes, of course.
And she's House Kana, trying to recruit more. And we can't have that, can we, Victor? He looks at Victor, and Victor is just shrugging.
For the Heralds or just for House Karna?
Both. Karna is not Tremere. We can't allow that within the Camarilla. Obviously, we have to deal with it. If you don't have the guts to take her soul, I will claim it. He tosses her across the room like she's sliding towards you across the floor. She scrapes her elbows a bit. There's blood. You smell that, Killjoy?
Just as he does that, he is going to thrust forward with the sword and stab Bradford. Right as close to the heart as he can.
He's a few meters away from you,
Yeah.
but you want to approach him.
Yeah, because I envisioned Alex walking closer to her to like do as he was suggesting. And when he's within range, like, you know, he's got the sword at the ready. And instead of stabbing her, as he throws her or as he tosses her, he's going, you know, or tosses her to the ground or whatever, he's going to instead go for Bradford.
Oh,
Boom, celerity, pop there. Help him.
Damn.
Damn.
It's happening. It's happening.
That's the play. That's what Killjoy's been waiting for.
Also,
Yeah.
where in the room compared to everything else is Victor?
Where you came in from what's nothing now, just a wall.
Also rousing.
Yeah, I'll be pumping everything.
We need to do it round by round, so it's only one power at a time.
Okay.
Obviously, Killjoy, you are first. You
Okay.
think, at least.
Yeah. So he's okay. I need to like rouse a bunch to do the What am I? I'm boosting strength and blitzing over there, and I'm going to attempt to like strength brawl, hold him in place so that his sword can be driven through him. That's my attempt.
Yeah.
So strength and brawl, and this is against kindred, I'm guessing.
Very much so.
Yeah. So we get bonuses here. Modifier 3. So that's 4 successes, but I will willpower to roll 3 of them again and fish for that crit. Come on, work. An extra success, so 5.
5. Just doing a roll at the same time. Holy shit. That's not very many on such
Whew.
willpower, some of that.
Wait, Vaughn, curse him. Curse him.
Damn it.
No,
Damn it.
Vaughn.
Oh fuck. What is it for mesmerize? Bigger post saying it's dominate. Mesmerize. All of you, except Killjoy. You need to roll intelligence and resolve, and your difficulty is 8. Bradford yells stop.
Can I add my unswayable mind to this?
Yeah, definitely. That's what it's
I don't
for.
think I can roll.
You're not there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You said intelligence and resolve?
Yeah.
I'm going to use the rouse for that then.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to stab if you're stopping, so.
Yeah.
I'm also gonna willpower reroll.
Yeah. 8.
And I'm going to. Well, I don't even know if I can.
7.
There.
Oh no, crit. So
No crit.
Yeah,
9.
I'm going to try for
Yep.
this anyway. Okay, that's 4. Yeah, that's 4.
Alex, you stop. Killjoy, you give Bradford a big old hug. I imagine you want to grab him.
Yeah.
JK, what are you doing this round?
Turning around and I'm trying to get to Victor.
He's right behind you.
Oh yeah, then I'll just turn around and Touch of Oblivion if I can.
At Victor?
Yes. To try and blind him.
I think melee dex. First to... No, brawl. Brawl something to touch him, I think.
I think it's Strength and Brawl.
Yeah. I can't remember.
Where is it? Where is it? Yeah, Strength and Brawl if he's trying to avoid me. So probably.
Well, he's doing a... Athletics. And dex. That's not his best attribute, but he does have celerity.
I'm gonna rouse to hopefully get stronger at it. So I add 2 extra dice, is that it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did I hit the right thing here? Okay, something went wrong, but it's just a tick here. So I have... The difficulty is 3.
I'm gonna reel up 1 dice.
Yeah.
Who needs willpower? Yeah, I only got 2.
He dodges, quite shocked, at the whole thing, and then he slaps his hand together, and they turn on fire. Immediately, all of you have to do a willpower or a frenzy check at the bottom of your sheet.
What difficulty?
Just hit the frenzy button. Oh yeah, right. Fire is 3, I think. Yeah. Resist.
Restrained.
No.
Yeah, that's some scary fire, JK. You're running.
What?
Wow. Killjoy,
Snow.
you have your eye on the ball. Alex, you're just frozen in your step at
Yeah.
the moment. I'm just thinking here. If he wants to slap, I don't think so. JK turns around, so he's just standing there with his arms on fire. It's like if anyone else wants, they can come to him, but he's not gonna attack anyone, right?
What's our
He's starting to back out of the room very fast.
what's the herald doing?
Harold?
the woman.
Oh, she's tired and gagging, just
Okay.
whimpering. Tremere, you imagine, since she's half Connor, is trying to get free in the midst of
Yeah.
all this shit. Victor is moving towards the door. Killjoy. You're the only one who can act anything right now. JK, you can spend willpower to return to your. But right now you're just running.
Oh, all willpower.
Do you see Alex stop?
No.
What's your intention, Killjoy?
Do I know about him being mesmerized? And I know that requires like concentration and it's an effect, right?
He yelled out a command, but you couldn't hear it because a lot of jazz is playing. And
Yeah. Okay. Well, I got a handgun loaded with incendiary ammunition, and I've got someone's back to me. I am going to fan the hammer into the back of this guy and attempt to break his mesmerize effectively by having flaming bullets pour through his skull.
just gonna do a little bit of a rouse here. Otherwise, that's gonna hurt like a motherfucker.
5.
Victor is doing gestures as this is going on. Naomi, you feel something weird.
Okay.
Well, it's not hard to hit. You have him grabbed.
Okay.
He's not resisting in any way. Well, what happens surprises you. The bullet slams into his skull and just explodes, and there's nothing there. It's like his skin is made of stone. And then he turns towards you and tries to bite you.
Okay.
So you can do a Dex Athletics if you want to just let go and dodge, or a Strength Brawl if you just want to change your position into somewhere where he can't bite you. It's like a...
Yeah, I'm gonna strength brawl it because that's pumped.
Yeah.
And I got speciality still and everything's. Come on, Alex. Help me out here, buddy.
He's broken eye contact, so yeah, he's definitely gonna do something now.
Oh, it's irresistible voice, but you will have a chance to break it, don't worry.
Yeah.
I will again willpower reroll one of these.
9 with a crit. It's your difficulty.
Yeah, I can beat that. It's possible. Nope, not without a 10.
He sinks his fangs into you and you have to rouse.
Okay, make a rouse check.
And you get... What is bite attacks? It's probably 1 superficial damage. He does not have bonus.
Okay. Yeah.
But he is holding on tight and starting to drain you. Alex,
Yeah.
you can take an aggravated willpower and regain control.
Done.
I'll allow it. And then you
Done.
can try to hit with your sword.
I am going to do that. His back is turned. He's restrained. This shouldn't be too difficult. I'm going to rouse anyway.
It's more if you see if you hit Killjoy as well. They're kind of entangled at the moment.
So just give me the roll. Because I mean, I can do kind of.
He does not have.
Obviously, I don't want to run it all the way through and spear them both, but
he used his action for biting Killjoy, so he's not defending at the moment.
Right, exactly. So I can just do that. Yeah, aggravated willpower, go, and then he is going to drive that blade right into his chest, just straight through.
Just make a roll to figure out the damage.
Okay. And what is that roll?
It is either strength or dex and melee. And you have a specialization in swords, I believe, so that counts as well.
Gonna rouse. That's another success. His beast sleeps, and he is as
It's happy
cold
for
as
now.
ice. Yes, he's as cold as ice there. All right, so that is going to be 6. There, I think. And whoops, wrong one. All right,
Can't believe you just
come
went.
on. Yeah, yeah. Don't jinx me, Vaughn. I need this one. Actually,
It's pretty good.
that's 4 successes. Yeah.
4. I'll return to that.
I'm going to re-roll willpower, just to, because I need as much damage from this as possible. It's only 1 that I can re-roll here. That's a success. That's 5
5. Naomi,
with the most dangerous sword in the world.
you hear Victor in your head. He says, "I need help. This is gonna hurt."
Yeah.
Do you allow it?
Allow what specifically? Like anything could happen.
But this is like a 5-second thing. It's just, do you allow it?
In my head?
He's telling you this is gonna hurt, but he can't force the thing on you. So it's
Oh,
whether
something's hitting me.
he's going to do. He needs help, and it's something is gonna hurt you, and that's the only thing he can like within the short time span. So I'm just asking you a question. Do you allow it?
Yeah. I've fought before.
It's like a cartoon. You're being swallowed by the floor immediately, like a pool of blood. You get 1 superficial damage for like the extreme pull of the effect.
Yeah.
But you appear in a room where Alex he stabs towards Bradford.
Yeah.
Goes right through his shoulder, and you hear the burn as it enters the skin.
Okay.
Bradford is screaming. He just got 8 aggravated damage.
Assume it's like searing.
Holy God. Sorry. That would have
Sorry
killed Vaughn.
about the.
Would kill most people. As you're hitting him with the sword, Alex, you need to do another roll.
Okay.
Just a flat out willpower.
Okay.
Difficulty equal to the points dealt. So 8. But just the higher you get, the better.
Of course.
So, actually, can I propose something? Wait, okay, I have to look at what's happening here. Okay.
1, you get a stain. The sword corrupts as you hit him. Stab it through. He's still going, but you've stabbed him with 8 aggravated damage. And you feel something being pulled into the sword.
Oh yeah.
Could I run forwards and try to grab a hand on Bradford's shoulder?
Yes, I believe it's your action. You spent your willpower and you regain control. So he's stabbed and Naomi appears, and you don't even have to try because he can't defend himself.
Oh, lovely. Then I'll use Touch of Oblivion on his neck to mute him.
Is there a roll I need to do for that?
Yes.
If he can't move.
No, but the power itself. I assume it's
It's strength and brawl if he's trying to avoid me, but I believe he's quite stuck.
I'm
Stuck through.
the
JK, you beautiful bastard.
touch of
Secretly, JK was the most dangerous one among us the whole time. And no one said anything.
Among us.
Yeah.
Right, there's no opposed rolls. It's just flat out 2 aggravated damage.
And he also becomes mute.
Yeah.
Or are you taking away his voice?
Yes.
Let me just add a bit more damage to him. Is it 1 health now? It's not a happy camper.
shit.
Naomi, you have celerity.
Yes.
You have
Yeah.
a chance to react. You see Victor standing with his arms on fire. Bradford just been stabbed, touched, shot, and he's chewing into Killjoy.
Okay, so just
There's a woman whimpering on the floor as well.
yeah, okay. Sorry, I need to paint this picture for me. Victor is biting JK that's stabbed. And then Bradford
No, KJ.
Bradford is biting Killjoy. Killjoy just shot Bradford. Alex
Okay.
just stabbed Bradford, and JK
Okay.
just touched Bradford, and you can see his arm is withering, or shoulder, or whatever you touched him. It's like going into his throat, and his
Okay.
black veins appearing on the
And-
neck.
Victor called me here to do what with Bradford? So like I'm supposed to take him out?
No, he said, I'm in danger, I need your help. And he pulled you here. And his arm is on fire. You don't know what happened, but
Yeah.
Yeah. Fire bad.
you look away from it, obviously, instinctively.
Okay. Well, since she can't look at Victor, and obviously he's well enough, I guess she pulls out her daggers, and she knew I'm gonna actually do a major risk. I don't know if all you're gonna hate me for this.
It's your action.
Yeah. Can I cut off his head?
It's a difficulty 10 to chop someone's head off, but you can certainly try.
Okay.
Staking is easier. But
Yeah. Can I stake it through his head?
there's like 5 people on him. So if you just want to
Yeah.
dagger him, then
Yeah, I think I'm gonna dagger through his head.
you want to blink.
Yep.
Just do a
If
rouse.
I'm gonna go for it, I'm gonna do all of it.
Yeah. Just do a rouse and a melee dex.
Then add 2 if you
Modifier.
roused. Yeah.
Oh, do I add two now? With
Oh, you-
modifiers?
If you rouse, yeah.
I
You
did.
rouse
Okay.
for the blink, so that's an extra hunger. Or you can rouse
Okay.
again if you want to.
Yeah? Okay. I'll do that. No, fuck. Oh,
Fortunately.
that's hot. Shit.
It's still 3.
Go on.
He can't defend, and it's in the same round. The way his skin works is the first attack will always be blocked, but anything that comes after that. So it's good that you shot him in the head, Killjoy. It's not going through his head, but you're kind of like in his shoulders from behind.
Okay.
Obviously, as all of this is happening, he's letting go of Killjoy, and
Oh,
he knows what's about to happen, and he just looks at you, Alex, and says, "Why?"
You're no longer fit to roll.
Do you take his head?
Twists the sword. He just takes the handles of that sword and just twists it.
Twist it.
Yeah.
The last damage, you see him crumble into blackness, and then he
Yeah.
turns to dust, and there's
Yeah.
just a charcoal skeleton on the floor. A very surprised look on his face before he dies. Victor's standing there, still with arms on fire, backing
Yeah.
away.
The JK's gonna turn around and immediately apologize.
Yeah.
Fair enough. He turns them off.
Yeah. And I was going to turn around and say, I'm your prince now.
That was
Do
the
we
plan.
understand?
I'm fine with it.
Okay. I'm going to sheathe the sword.
What do we do
So is the
about
possible traitor.
Isaac, I believe? Yeah, Victor is picking up the woman, ungagging her, getting her from...
I don't know if Killjoy's quicker.
You are. You are, if that's your intention.
That is my intention.
Yeah.
And he's there, and he's got her, and he takes out the earbuds.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Why did you do
Sure.
that?
Prince, payment. And he just kind of gestures her.
Yeah.
I thought he was the prince. She points at the skeleton.
Killjoy will punch her. And reiterate. Yeah.
Alex is gonna let it happen.
She whimpers a bit
And
but
step up and
she
go.
heals herself. I don't.
Yeah, you were obviously misinformed. And you will bring this news back to your cult.
Which is.
I'm
standing
just
right
in
there.
Harry's book club, for fuck's sakes.
Yeah.
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 Do you want to talk to Victor? Like.
Yeah.
Or he's a Tremere loyalist, right? Victor is
I
just. Yeah. But you're not gonna recruit
Not-
me.
Yeah.
not to get too dark, but Killjoy is going to start to like make sure she doesn't continue to speak. Like
That's
he
fine.
is,
Yeah.
he's going to quieten her.
Yeah. Put the gag back in.
Yeah,
She's still tied up. She's looking confused.
Yeah.
Actually, Naomi mentions Alex. What do you want to do with her? I'm gonna judge you on this.
Oh well. In Alex's mind, Harry, quiet. You want to get hit again?
Pillows ahead.
Harry had, we came to an agreement, and he made a gesture of, what Alex considers to be, a generous gesture, and in repayment of that gesture, so that everything is square.
So I'm not talking about anyone else. What are you gonna do with her?
Oh no, he's going to let her go back to her people.
Thank you. That's all I need
and
to
say
know.
that he does not want to see her giving information or anything else to the
Don't
cult.
worry. We have a long talk that we're gonna need to do.
Yeah. But she's free to go as long as she understands that she is not to be working against Alex or anyone else again. If he catches her doing that again, it's over for her. This is his one mercy.
Specifically, the prince.
Specifically, the prince.
She's just shaking her head at the thing, like mumbling.
Okay. That's it. That's all she did.
JK is gonna go up to Victor and just go, I'm sorry. I just thought, in case you would defend him, I wanted you out of the fight for Naomi's sake.
I called her because of you.
Get your shit together, guys.
And while
We don't need random stabbings.
Yeah. And it's like, you know what? I only do it when it's necessary. And he puts a hand on Killjoy's shoulder. Thank you. And also turns to JK, thanks him, and turns to Naomi and thanks her. He looks at Victor and, just keeping an eye on you.
Does the stack.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
And
your touchstones are safe.
yeah. And good. And then he's going to very carefully pull out like a bag or make a bag of the clothes or whatever of his shirt or something like that, a sack, and start like spooning and putting some of the ashes into it and that sort of thing, because he's going to gather
Killjoy
this up.
gives you his bag.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank
there's
you.
a very
He is prepared.
fragile black skeleton and a lot of dust.
Yeah, and he's going to go ahead and put that in there, clean up the scene.
What's it called? Like in the middle of the sword, the blood. My sword.
Satchel?
No, it's not the edge.
Oh, the fuller
Yeah, is that what it's called? Like
of the sword.
The slide.
The fuller.
The fuller. Yeah, thank you. It's glowing red on the sword now, like from hilt to tip of the sword.
Nice. He's gonna close the sword back into the hilt,
You feel
back into the scabbard.
the corrupting effect stops.
Yeah. Okay. Dangerous weapon.
I think this is a good time to stop the episode and think on how to approach. I didn't expect this for sure that it was going to happen now. I was just trying to break Alex, but apparently he broke me.
Shit, dude.
Dun dun dun.
Oh.
That's
No
crazy.
longer de facto. Holy shit.